All right, Bitcoin holders, I truly do hope you guys are ready for when Bitcoin does rise back up beyond $100,000, because I do believe that is going to be Bitcoin's next price target. As I told you guys many times, I do personally do believe that Bitcoin has huge potential to rise back up to 100K, even potentially, right, going back up to its previous highs, even reaching new all-time highs. Okay, and I feel like a lot of us can agree. Okay, even though, okay, like I said, there is two different sides here. Okay, there's a side where people are in fact saying that this is over, right? We're entering a bear market now. 126 is the cycle top, and Bitcoin is entering a bear market and it's going to be going lower. And then there's the other side, right, where people are in fact saying that it's not over, that we are still in a bull market, that right now we are in fact just seeing a little correction, and Bitcoin is going to bounce back up to 100K, back up to its previous highs, even reaching a new all-time high. I'm on that side, right? So let's talk about it, guys. There is, in fact, a fair few charts that I do want to show you guys today, okay, indicating that, yes, we're going to see Bitcoin going much, much higher, right? So let's talk about it, guys. So looking at the Bitcoin price today, we're not seeing huge moves, okay? We know Bitcoin yesterday was absolutely rising up to the upside, okay? And not just Bitcoin, but altcoins were also rising as well. Yesterday crypto was looking pretty good. Today, everything is still holding up very well. Okay, Bitcoin is still holding above, $93,000. Okay, I believe earlier today it did actually manage to reach back up to 94K. Yeah, it did $94,000. So Bitcoin is still holding up very well, guys, ever since we saw this beautiful bounce back up, okay, a couple of days ago, okay, even, yesterday. Bitcoin is still holding up very well, okay, you guys clearly see that. And altcoins today are looking pretty good as well. Past 24 hours, a lot of alts, okay, a fair few alts are in fact in the green still, just like where we saw them yesterday, right? So yeah, you guys clearly see, okay, I feel like it's half and half actually looking at this on Crypto Bubbles. Half of the altcoins are in fact in the greens, and some actually in the reds, right? Which is to be expected. I mean, we saw altcoins yesterday absolutely skyrocketing. So yeah, I mean, it's understandable, right? Nothing's going to go up forever. We're obviously going to see some corrections along the way. Okay, but it's good to see some altcoins still managing to stay up pretty well, right? Now, the Bitcoin monthly returns, guys, we are still in the greens, okay? Still looking pretty good for Bitcoin. Okay, so we will see, guys, where Bitcoin will be heading for this month in December. Will it end off in the greens or the reds? Now, as I told you guys many times, usually December is not the best month for Bitcoin. Usually, right, historically, Bitcoin usually does not perform the best. Okay, average return for Bitcoin for December is like over 4%, just below 5%. So usually Bitcoin doesn't perform the best, but who knows, guys? Maybe this year in 2025, that will be different. Okay, that will be different. In 2020, it was up almost 47%. And also in 2017, it was up over 38%. And we were, in fact, in a bull market in those years, right? So we'll see, guys. Okay. Now, looking at this, guys, the FinGreed index, okay, even though Bitcoin has, in fact, been going up and altcoins have been going up, right, for the past few days, we're still in fear mode. Right, we're still in fear mode, guys. Okay, it's gone up a little bit. At least we're not in extreme fear. Okay, but yeah, we are in fact in fear mode still. Okay, so the sentiment hasn't really been changing, but I do believe it will change. Okay, we will eventually get to neutral and then back to greed mode once everything does bounce back up. So yeah, guys, people are still obviously fearful. This is the best time to buy it. When there is fear in the market, this is truly the best time to accumulate, guys. So I hope you guys have been buying Bitcoin or your favorite altcoins, right? This is the best time to buy. Okay, it really is. Now, I want to show you guys this because it's actually very interesting. And Ledger announced this earlier today, right? So they said here that they are now partnering with Lamborghini, okay, to create a custom Ledger stacks. This is pretty cool, right? And as you guys know or don't know, I use Ledger. Ledger was actually the first ever hardware wallet that I've used, right? And I've been using them for a couple years now, right? And I really do believe Ledger is one of the best hardware wallets out there right now in the market. Right now, I do use Ledger and Tangent. I do believe Tangent is also good as well, right? And I've heard some other hardware wallets like Trezor is also good. I've never used it. Right now, all I'm using is just Ledger and Tangent. Okay, and I have a whole bunch of Ledger devices, guys. Okay, it's pretty bad. Like I have the Stacks. Okay, I got the Flex. I got the Nano X. A whole bunch of them. I even have the Nano S Plus. I got a fair few of those as well. Even the old Nano S. Okay, so yeah, I have a whole bunch. I have literally a whole collection of Ledger devices. So I like Ledger. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty cool to see that they are in fact, partnering up with Lamborghini. And right now, guys, Ledger, they're actually having a massive sale right now. Okay, a massive sale. It's like 50% off for the Nano X, I believe, and the Nano S Plus. Okay, so 50% off, half price, guys. So I think this is a good deal. This is a good time to buy yourself a Ledger device, a Nano X or a S, Nano S Plus if you want, because it's the cheapest right now. It's 50% off. This is a massive sale, I guess, because it's the holiday season, right? Christmas is coming up, so yeah, pretty cool to see, guys. Okay, pretty cool to see indeed. Now look at this, guys. This is legendary. Okay, this photo is for sure legendary. Okay, because there is two legends in one photo. So $13.5 trillion BlackRock CEO Larry Fink meets with Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong. Absolutely amazing to see, right? Absolutely amazing to see, guys. Right. But yeah, get into the charts, guys. Bitcoin is back above $93,000 and has turned it back into support on the lower time frames. Consolidate for a bit longer and will be ready for another push towards $100,000. I agree, right? I 100% do agree. Okay, like I said, guys, I do believe the next target for Bitcoin is going to be 100K. Right, I do believe Bitcoin will eventually bounce back up to $100,000 and much, much higher. And I hope you guys will be ready for that. Okay, and understand, guys, corrections are completely normal. So it says here Bitcoin is bouncing back up after correcting 36% from its current all-time high. Nothing we haven't seen before. Long-term market structure remains intact as well. What do you think? Is the bull cycle still on? I think it is, right? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below, right? But personally, I think this bull cycle is not over yet. I don't think 126K is the cycle top. Like I said, I do believe Bitcoin has the potential to reach new all-time highs. Now, of course, guys, I could be wrong. A lot of us that are saying this, that Bitcoin has the potential to go back up to its previous highs, even reaching new highs, right? We could be wrong. Okay, no one exactly knows where Bitcoin is heading, guys. Okay, and there's a fair few people out there that are in fact saying that this cycle will be extending. Okay, that they are in fact saying next year in 2026 we're going to be in a bull market. Okay, potentially for Q1, maybe Q2 as well, right? I don't think the entire year of 2026 we will in fact be in a bull market. But we'll have to see, guys. Okay, we will have to see. Who exactly knows? But I know, okay, that Bitcoin has the potential to go back up to 100K and much, much higher. And understand, like I said, okay, corrections are completely normal, guys. We have seen massive corrections. Like look at back in 2021. Like Bitcoin shot up, okay, and then it dropped over 50%, 55%, guys, mid of 2021. And that was actually the first time when I started to invest into Bitcoin, right? Like take it serious, right? Investing a whole bunch of Bitcoin, right? I took that as an opportunity to buy more Bitcoin, and I did. And then it bounced back up. Okay, then I had a massive, correction. Obviously, a massive downtrend. I was going to say correction. This is like a massive downtrend because we obviously entered a bear market. So understand, guys, corrections are normal. Like look at 2017. Okay, back in 2017, like during this beautiful bull market, this beautiful uptrend for Bitcoin, right? When we're in fact in a bull market throughout, 2016 and of course 2017. We saw a lot of corrections, massive corrections, like 40%, 41%, 34% there. Like it's normal to see corrections, guys. Okay, it really, really is. Okay, it's not gonna go up forever. We're gonna see some corrections along the way. And I feel like, that's exactly what we are in fact seeing right now for Bitcoin. Now, looking at this, guys, this was actually pretty interesting, right? Because Bitcoin is still holding up above this. So the 100-week moving average is a critical level for Bitcoin. Okay, so yeah, if Bitcoin does break below this, then yes, that's when we should be worried. But Bitcoin is still above it. It's still holding up very, very well, guys. Okay, it really, really is. It's still intact, right? To set higher, right? So yes, I do believe Bitcoin, you know, is going to be reaching, back up to 96K, and then of course beyond 100K, even back up to its previous highs, even reaching new highs. Okay, so Bitcoin is moving as planned. When we saw Bitcoin last month in November, okay, when it reached that low of 80K, I do believe that was the bottom. Okay, now we are in fact seeing Bitcoin bouncing back up to the upside. Okay, like a couple of days ago, we saw Bitcoin dropping back down to 85K, and then now it's back beyond 90K. It's at 93K right now. So yeah, I think this is the moment where we do see Bitcoin heading much higher, right? Now looking at this, okay, it says here the top is absolutely not in. People can disagree as much as they like. I won't say anything when all-time highs hit again. I've lived through 3 cycles, and this one is the easiest to read. Okay, now I've been through, I think, 2 cycles now. Okay, and honestly, this is not easy for me to read, right? Personally, okay, I really have no idea like exactly where Bitcoin is heading, guys. Like I said, I could be wrong. Okay, as much as I want Bitcoin to go back up to its previous highs, even reaching new highs, I could be wrong. Maybe that doesn't happen. Okay, but I do have a good feeling that it will. Okay, and charts, signals does show that. Okay, it really does, guys. There is potential, right? Even with the past cycle indicator, as I talked about many times. I've showed you guys that chart many times, and obviously the 2 key moving averages haven't crossed yet. So I don't think the top is in yet, right? Now looking at this is actually pretty interesting as well, guys. Okay, usually for a bull market, we have 3 good years and then 1 bad year. Okay, 1 year of just bear market, right? That's just usually how it works. Okay, so you guys can clearly see, obviously, 2018 bear market, 2022 bear market, 2026 we should be in a bear market as well, right? But looking at this, guys, 2025, we're not seeing a massive green candle. I mean, this year, 2025, it's not too bad, right? Like, I mean, it's pretty mid, right? I would say. It wasn't the best. Okay, even though yes, we saw Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs. Okay, it was a pretty good year for Bitcoin, right? But for altcoins, man, it was terrible, right? Honestly, I feel bad for people that hold altcoins. Okay, and this is why, guys, you guys need to hold some Bitcoin, majority of your Bitcoin, right? I feel like a healthy portfolio, crypto portfolio, is like 70% in Bitcoin, and then the other 30% is like in just altcoins, right? I feel like that's a healthy, crypto portfolio. Okay, because obviously Bitcoin so far this bull cycle has truly outperformed altcoins, right? We haven't seen true altcoin season happening yet. And we could potentially see that happening, right? Like I said many times, guys, we could potentially see alt season happening. Okay, next year in 2026, it could be extending, maybe for Bitcoin as well. But yeah, previous Bitcoin cycles suggest 2025 should be a green candle. 2026 is the expected bear market. So yeah, like I said, guys, 2026 we should be entering a bear market, right? But like I said, maybe Q1 could be a good few months, right, for Bitcoin. Like at the beginning of 2026 for Q1, right? We're gonna see Bitcoin going up. We're gonna see alts going up as well. Yeah, we'll have to see, guys. I mean, that has to happen, right? If we want to see Bitcoin going back up to new all-time highs, going back up to its previous highs, even reaching new highs, we will have to see, guys. Okay, but you're looking at this. Okay, people say Bitcoin is worthless, but what is more worthless is the dollar, fiat, right? So purchasing power of the dollar, and you guys can clearly see throughout the years. Okay, the dollar has been going down, right? It's been losing its value, right? You guys clearly see that. Okay, your purchasing power, okay, with fiat is going lower. Okay, understand, guys, they're not going to stop printing money. They're going to continue to print money. Okay, so you need to invest your money. Okay, you need to invest it, guys, into appreciating assets. Okay, assets that have store of value that they can't print, right? They can't make more of it, right? It's scarce, and that's Bitcoin. Again, this is why I always tell you guys, Bitcoin is truly the best asset to store your wealth in. It really is, guys. Like, honestly, you would actually realize, like, honestly, guys, right? You would actually realize once you actually start accumulating your money, okay, into Bitcoin, you start investing your money into Bitcoin, right? you would actually realize, okay, in the next few years down the road, everything around you becomes much, much cheaper because your purchasing power with Bitcoin always rises, right? It's beating inflation, okay? But if you hold, you know, dollars, right? If you just have money sitting in the bank, it's losing its value over time, right? Everything's getting more expensive, guys. Inflation is truly a real thing. So please understand, guys, your purchasing power with fiat, right, is always losing its value. This is why, guys, okay, if you want to build wealth, okay, if you want to be wealthy, right, you want to beat inflation, okay, you got to invest into assets. This is how the rich get richer. They're always investing, guys. Okay, you got to make your money work for you, right? So invest, guys, into appreciating assets. Okay, and I think Bitcoin is truly the best. Okay, yes, there's other assets out there like you know precious metals, right? Physical precious metals, silver, gold. Okay, you can also invest into real estate, right? What else is there? Stock market, right? Invest into companies, the S&P 500, right? Bonds, you name it. But I truly do believe Bitcoin is the best asset to invest in out of all these categories. It really is, guys. Just my personal opinion. This is not financial advice, guys. So always do your own research. Okay. But yeah, guys, just clearly see your purchase power is always going lower with the dollar. So you need to invest into something, right, to stay away from this, right, for your purchase power to always grow, right? But yeah, owning zero point 0.2 Bitcoin puts you in the top 1% of Bitcoin holders. So if you guys are watching this video right now and you don't have or own a zero point 0.2 Bitcoin, 20% of a Bitcoin, do it. Right? I even talked about this in yesterday's video. Okay, owning 0.1 Bitcoin is a big deal as well. Okay, it really, really is, guys. So start small, right? Get to 10% of a Bitcoin, right? 0.1 Bitcoin, and then get to 0.2, then 0.5, half of a Bitcoin, and then eventually in no time, you will get to a full Bitcoin. Just consistently dollar cost average into Bitcoin for as long as you possibly can. Okay, DCA, guys. It could be daily, right? It could be weekly, fortnightly, right? Every 2 weeks, or it could be monthly. Find what works for you. Okay, in no time, you will eventually get to 10% of a Bitcoin, right? 10% of a Bitcoin to even one full Bitcoin. So that is that, guys. Okay, that is that. But yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Owning just 0.2 Bitcoin puts you in the 1% of Bitcoin holders. So if you guys have not yet accumulated, 0.2 Bitcoin, get to it. It's going to be massive one day. It's going to be massive, right? So that being said, guys, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. I will keep you guys up to date on Bitcoin. So yeah, I appreciate all you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. That is always much, much appreciated. And yeah, I will catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.